This episode is sponsored by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro for free at RamseySolutions.com/invest. You're listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires, where we talk investing, retirement, building wealth, and outrageous generosity. All right, Amy's up next in Savannah, Georgia. What's going on, Amy?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
I am looking for your top investment recommendations to a entrepreneur in her 20s.
Ooh.
Nice. What do you do?
I have an online business. It's digital marketing based, but we work with influencers.
Oh, that's great.
And have multiple other online business ideas as well as a brick and mortar, and want to get into real estate investment. So just looking to set myself up well while we're young.
Fantastic. Are you married?
Yes.
Okay, and what is the household income between what you take home from the business? 75?
Yes.
Okay, what part of that is yours from the business?
So we both work full-time for our business. So that's
Okay.
what we take home together from the business. Yep.
Is it just you two working in the business, or do you have other employees?
We have 4 other contractors on our team.
Cool. And so what is your next goal? Do you guys have debt you're trying to clean up? Do you have savings you're working on? Or are you in that investment phase where you've already got those two done?
Yeah, we're on step 4. So we've got the emergency fund. We've got all the debt covered except for the mortgage. And so I really, you hear all the advice, retirement accounts, life insurance, stock market, real estate. And I just want some narrowed direction on where we should be investing.
Yeah. Well, we have very simple instruction when it comes to investing, and that's mutual funds and real estate. That's pretty much all Dave Ramsey does. That's the only thing I've done. Rachel may be fancier than me. I don't know.
No, not fancier,
So
George. For the same.
No retirement account needed. Is that
No, you do need
it is.
retirement.
No,
That's what's within the retirement accounts.
Yeah.
And you have options as a self-employed person that I want everyone to know. If you're self-employed, you're a freelancer, contractor, you don't just get to say, well, I don't have a 401k, so I guess I'll never invest. You have the option of a solo 401k if it's just you and your spouse. You have the option of a simple IRA or a SEP IRA. So those are some options you can look into, and I'd be working with a financial advisor to figure out which one you can legally do for your situation.
Yeah, so I think the goal, Amy, for you guys is to invest 15% of your income into retirement. And so that's going to look like, from a business side, what George is saying. Yeah, there's SEPs, there's solo IRAs. There's different options for entrepreneurs when it comes to investing for retirement. Then there's also just your traditional, like just a Roth IRA. And anyone can open up that. You can put in, I think, $7,000 a year per person. So you can do that as well. So those are 2 great avenues to be putting that 15%. And then anything above that, once you guys are at a point that the house is paid off and all of it, that's when you can get a little bit more expanded when it comes to investing. So that's when you'd max out those retirement accounts, because those are just great from a tax perspective. A lot of those grow tax free, which is fantastic. Or real estate's another great option down the road. And we always talk about paid for real estate. So it's not starting big and fancy. You're actually starting pretty slow because it's at the speed of cash.
And it's only after you've got your primary house paid off.
Yeah, this is after. Yeah,
that's
this is
a
a baby
long
step
ways
7.
away.
Yeah, but for right now, Amy, that shooting for that 15% of your income going into retirement specifically is going to be the best bet for you.
Perfect. So what about like a separate mutual fund through Fidelity or something like that?
Just
Should
like a
we not
taxable
be worrying
brokerage
about
account?
that yet? Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about that. The wisest thing to do is to take advantage of these tax advantage accounts first, like the Roth IRA.
And then put extra money towards the house. Do you guys own a house?
Yes.
Okay, so I would put extra money to pay that off first before I opened up just like a mutual fund account. And then again, once the house is paid off, that's one thing Winston and I did. We opened up with just a separate mutual fund account that we just kind of had in there just to put extra money in, if we had it. So there's definitely those other options.
So that's more of a baby step 7 item. Once you get the house paid off, then you can increase your investing, and then those taxable accounts become part of your wealth building plan to maximize it. But if I was in your shoes, Amy, I would just open up 2 Roth IRAs. Both of you put 15% in there. That's a little over $11,000 between the 2 accounts. And within the Roth IRA, once you have money in there, you have to actually purchase funds. And that's where we talk about those growth stock mutual funds.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and
Can I ask you a real estate question?
Sure.
Yeah.
So we've purchased our first home in the forethought of turning it into a rental after the fact. So what is your advice on how long to live in it? Can we move out of it before it's paid off to buy something else? Like, what would your recommendation be there?
I wouldn't. I mean, I would get to a point that you would be able to cash flow the next purchase because, because if anything, it's if you went and got another mortgage and had a rental, then the rental payment, is paying is going to eventually be paying the mortgage of your primary house. And so
It's just adding another layer of risk and headache. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I did. I just sold the house and used all of the equity toward the next one until you have that house paid off. Then you can focus on cash flowing that next purchase. So that's the simplest, most peaceful way to go about it. But if you scroll TikTok, you're going to see a lot of people going, "Oh my gosh, no, keep it as a rental every time. Why would you let go of it?"
Yeah, and I love the question though, Amy, because I think again, we're all for real estate investing, but I do think there is this like romanticized idea of having rental property, and it's not that passive. I mean, there is so much that goes into it. You have to deal with people. You're dealing with stuff breaking. I mean, like you have this massive asset, and if you don't have a lot of cash flow to cover some of those things, it just ends up being a real headache. And so, again, the most peaceful thing to do is what I would do is, roll all your equity into the next house. And like Winston and I, which I know these years aren't here anymore, but this was about a decade ago. But we got a condo, George, for $44,000 in foreclosure. And this
Simpler times.
This it was far out of Nashville. Crappy condo. We went and redid it and all of it. And we kept it for about a decade and then sold it. So like,
and appreciate it.
You can start really, really small. Start small. Don't feel like you have to go big. And again, it's not as passive as you think. It's a lot of work.
Good reminder. And if you want free guide, complete guide to investing, go to RamseySolutions.com/guide. Anyone listening out there, it's our free guide for investing. RamseySolutions.com/guide. Thanks for tuning in to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires. To learn more about investing, visit RamseySolutions.com/investing or click the link in the show notes. Ramsey Solutions is a paid non-client promoter of participating pros. Learn more at RamseySolutions.com/smartvestor.